Hello and welcome to this Leo new moon energy reading and meditation. I was very guided to come on this morning with the energy of this new moon in July 2025. It's a Leo new moon, but it feels like a portal in itself. So what I was shown, if you watch my July energy reading, which I popped up last week on my channel, I talked about us being within like a cocoon, like a doorway that opened up, which is an energy opportunity on the 7-7 portal, 7th of July, and it almost closes on the 8th of the 8th, which is the Lion's Gate, abundance, balance, energy portal. So we have this new moon in the middle, and it just feels like it's like a reset point. It feels like a really good opportunity to prepare for what's coming, to prepare for abundance and for new timelines, and also releasing karma, releasing old energy that doesn't serve you, to make room for the new to come in. So I wanted to help facilitate that, and for anybody that's called to do this short meditation, we will see what wants to come through, and then I'm going to bring through an activation. So the activation will support this energy, but the activations can be quite powerful. So this is almost like almost like the pre-work, if you like. So I'm going to just pick a card as a guide. Let's just pick 2 cards, Lee. Let's try and see if you can do this, Lee. We can do anything. I'm a Leo. There's my lovely Leo lion up there, just supporting us. Of course, I couldn't help but look at the bottom of the card. So we have a blue beings. Okay, so light transmission, this makes sense. Wounds healed, important information charging up. So that's what I feel, that's what I felt called to come in here and do, was to help heal these wounds that are coming up for many. So there's many things coming up at this time. What we have to understand is, okay, and this week, I'm recording this on Wednesday the 23rd. So the new moon is tomorrow. Depending on where you are in the world, let's just say, it's the 24th, okay, of July. And on Tuesday the 22nd was Mary Magdalene feast day. And she represents the feminine energy within us all. She represents, justice and reclaiming that energy, reclaiming those gifts. But the feminine energy, particularly the dark feminine energy does not mean that it's dark. It's just really powerful, okay? And many of us, we can align with the light feminine energy, which is Mother Mary and nourishing of the feminine. Whether you're male or female, we have both. And some of us can just reject and not feel comfortable with that dark feminine, which is really, the dark feminine just means it's Mary Magdalene versus Mother Mary. We have both aspects, okay? And it means you setting boundaries. It means you actually, putting you first, filling your cup up so then you can share and give to others. It means not self-betraying yourself, not giving your power away. So it's just knowing who you are, loving yourself, valuing yourself, okay? Just that, almost that, that true, authentic self, okay? And that fits in very well. So that Mary Magdalene energy fits in very well with the Leo, with the lion. The lion is the heart. The lion is courage. The lion is self-expression. The lion is this energy of being more cat-like than dog-like, okay? So, you'll hear a term in the internet called, the black cat energy, in relationships versus the golden retriever. So I just call it cat-like and dog-like in everything in life, because if you're more dog-like, it's this unconditional love, and dogs like carrier energy, and they, they're very supportive and very loving, but there's a codependency with dogs, whereas cats are more independent, and cats have more of a power, but they can look after themselves, and then they will know when to come back for a recharge, okay? So we've been asked to step into this cat-like courage energy as we close out this very powerful number 9 year of completion and actually karma. So lots of stuff is coming up. at the minute for people. And you could hear the word, I'm hearing the word crisis. Crisis is coming up. So, and we can just want to hide, put our head down, just feeling like, what have I done? Go into like a nervous system dysregulation, which is what I talked about in the last video to help you sort of understand that and self-regulate. And what happens then when we shift into a higher timeline, we are almost given, little tests to see if we can cope with more energy, more abundance. And, really it's about you being fully able to hold and support yourself, okay? Moving away from that codependency into just being that, to holding yourself, okay? So, Mary Magdalene is from the lineage of Isis. Isis is my other painting on the other side of the room. And funny, the lion energy is Sekhmet, which is Isis's lion-headed goddess's sister, okay? And she helps us she's that warrior. She helps us, to go into battle, whether it's internally or externally or whatever. And she would be, very galactic. This is these blue beings. So this light transmission is coming in to help us. These wounds, whether they be inner child wound, past life wounds, subconscious, old false beliefs, ego, they all come up to be healed when you call in higher timeline, when you set intentions, okay? So we're being asked to, look, don't see these obstacles, see these crisis moments as blocks. See them, okay, that is a block and an obstacle to be removed so I can move forward. So the only way is through. The only way is being, but also trusting and having a faith. If you don't know the answer right now, just fully holding yourself, okay? And I will look at the card at the bottom because it is very relevant, and it is called Trust the Process, okay? Create space for divine order to unfold, okay? What have I read here? Yeah, I wrote here, so self-expression, courage, heart-centered intention. This is the time to set these intentions. What are you calling in? It's all about leading with authenticity. The lion is the leader. Lion or lioness is the leader of the jungle. But he knows that, and he's quietly confident in that. There's a lovely regal and airness about that. He's not in your face about it. He just knows who he is, he or she. So you've been asked to step into this leadership, and what that means is truly knowing who you are, your true soul self, okay? It's interesting, the 24th, which is the Leo new moon, all those numbers, 24th of the 7th, 2025, all add up to number 22, bringing in the energy of the divine feminine, okay? And as I said, crisis energy is Isis energy, is the divine feminine, and that is what she does. She brings up obstacles to be released. So number 22 was the Mary Magdalene feast day. It's also a master number of expansion. So many of us could be feeling quite down. I know I've had to go into myself the past couple of weeks, just these days of just holding myself, and I couldn't really do much or fix much, and I just surrender and allow it. And then the next day I'm bouncing about and I'm up because I've allowed that. And sometimes I'm just detaching from it. Sometimes I can work out what it is. Sometimes I just need to allow this energy to flow through me. I'm going through a detox at the minute physically. So you will go through that emotionally, because weight is trauma. It is heavy energy. It's protection energy. Okay. So what else have I wrote here? Yeah, and then that master number 22 reduces down to a 4, okay, which is the number of foundations. So we are clearing the way so that this abundance, this new timeline that we're calling in, whatever intentions you're setting or have been set in the start of this year or around this time, they will be solid, they won't fall, they will last, they will be sustainable and stable. Okay, so for its foundation, number 4 is foundations, confidence, and leadership. What animal guide do we have to help us with this? Couldn't really write the book, could you? Number 22, card number 22, which is the doorway. This is exactly what I'm feeling. This doorway is opening up, but it's a wee bit scary. Okay, because we don't know what's behind the doorway. So we have to have so much trust and faith in myself. I'm itching my ears, which I never do. So maybe there is some guidance coming in, some ringing ears for people. That is a sign of an upgrade, actually, when you get that ringing ears. Or it's a sign that maybe your guides, are trying to talk to you and you don't want to listen. that is the sacred abyss learning. We're entering this new doorway, this sacred abyss, okay? And then the card at the bottom is the seahorse. So that just feels very relevant as we balance these masculine and feminine energy. The seahorse is equality. And I've wrote down here, what did I write? So the number 4 card in the tarot is the Emperor, okay? Sorry, now I'm getting an itchy nose. What's irritating? Yeah, you could be feeling real irritation energy at the minute, like real frustration. And that is because there's something to do with, I'm not an astrologist, but there's something to do with, I did put it in my phone. The planet Pluto is being affected at the minute, and the other like planet or whatever it is called Eris, which is all about bringing up our wounds, and it's all about irritation energy, because we're sort of being shown what's not in balance to bring it into balance as we head into the 8-8 portal. So that could make you irritated because you need to address it or look at it, but it could just feel too big and too overwhelming at the minute. So just allow that. So number 4 in the tarot is the Emperor, and the Emperor is that divine masculine, okay? Also, Saturn went into retrograde, and I could really feel that. And he is the Lord of Karma, and that's why lots of karmic stuff is coming up to be completed, and it will feel intense, because if it's stuff from previous lifetimes, you won't know what that is. You're just going to feel like, what on earth is happening? That's why I'm doing a lot of Akashics clearing at the minute. The other card in the tarot is the Death card, which is number 13, which adds to a 4. So we are going through a symbolic death, an energy death, and that is why I was seeing us in a cocoon. When you're in a cocoon, before you transform into the butterfly, everything just blows up in the middle, okay? So we're going to embody, I wrote here, embodying stability, transformation, balance, control, and necessary change. Okay, so this Emperor teaches us, if you imagine us, just bouncing about here, I want to just move forward with my life and new beginnings and all the rest. But the Emperor teaches us the value of structure, okay? It's really important to have a bit of structure, but to be flexible, and the power of building solid foundations, okay? And then Death then also challenges us to release what no longer serves, to allow, I'm trying to read my writing, to allow transformation, to create that renewal, okay? So I think that's what I'm being guided to do here, even though I have no idea. So let's just begin. All right, so just take a moment to arrive, and you can, if you have time to do this now, it'll probably be maybe 20 minutes or something like that. You can lie down, you can just sit in a chair, you can walk out in nature if you're not disturbed, and just gently close the eyes. And I'm just seeing you immediately floating in, I was going to say a cocoon, but it is like a canoe, but it's like in a cave. You're just going with the flow, and you're floating in this cave, and the cave leads out to the ocean. So let's just visualize that, but you're almost just lying down, just looking up, just shutting out the outside world. And that's what I want you to do for the next 20 minutes, okay? Just to recharge. So closing the eyes, slowing the breath down. And just breathe nice and deeply in through the nose for 3. And out through the mouth for 6. And I've been shown when you're blowing out, it's moving the boat or the canoe or the cocoon faster through the flow. It's like, so instead of having oars, this wind energy is moving you through your breath. And just take some time here to arrive, to call in your energy, to put yourself in your own protection, your own Merkaba. And just visualize this beautiful light coming in through the crown of your head, creating a pyramid of light, a pyramid of protection around your body. And feel this pyramid around you. Feel yourself within it. Let's call in your guides, angels, loved ones, beautiful beings of the light only. Anything that's not from the light does not have permission to be here and must leave. Let's call back all parts of you now. Just fully feel yourself in your body and your heart. Completely surrender and open to whatever will be as you float and flow into this new chapter. Whatever that is. I almost just want you to lie there and look up to the top of the cave. Just look up to the ceiling of the cave or the roof of the cave or whatever that's called. And you'll find that it's a beautiful crystal cave. The whole cave is like a crystal cocoon. And it's very healing. And you just need to lie here for a little bit to receive the healing. To heal and seal the auric field. Heal and seal the cords. We're going to call in your higher soul self to do the most beautiful cord cutting. Cutting energy that no longer serves. I'm just feeling all of these energies coming in. With these beautiful swords or ribbons of light to cut these old energies. What are you ready to let go of? What old emotion, old belief, old thought process? Feel it leave in different parts of your body, different chakras. Feel yourself fully supported to move forward. Feel your ancestors and your loved ones and your animal guides all around. And the dragons are here. The dragon energy really helps to clear the way to move things forward. And they're we all have our own, just like we have our own angel, we have our own dragon. But we can also connect with the 5D elemental dragons, earth, air, fire and water. So they are hovering around to help clear our energy, to help almost guide us out of this tomb, womb, cocoon, cave, and into the ocean, into the light, from the dark to the light. But there's no rush. And the lion energy is connected to the roar. We are in Mercury retrograde. Allows us to go back over communications and things that have been left unsaid. So if there's anything or anyone that you need to say stuff to, visualize them now. Or you could just roar. You can just breathe fire. I wouldn't do it to them though. You could just release in general. Sometimes we have to get the anger out first, release the trigger before we actually do speak to the person. Otherwise, you're just transferring stuff onto them, and it's not necessarily, a trigger is not necessarily to do with that person. there is usually a source energy that it's connected to. And that's who you really need to speak to, but that's where we have to go down through the layers and be aware of that. But for now, you might just need to roar like a lion. And I'm being shown that you're not on this boat on your own. I can see the beautiful goddess Isis, Mary Magdalene, and the lion-headed goddess Isis, or Sekhmet. Like pulling, like I'm seeing them with ropes, just guiding this boat through. And the river is a beautiful, like a silver moonlight colour for reflection, which is the feminine, the moon. And I'm now seeing the boat collapsing. As you're releasing the heaviness and truly trusting and the flow and the support. So I want you to feel yourself just floating in this river of light, fully supported. And allow the beautiful moonlight silver energy to cleanse your system. Feel it going into your cells, your organs, your bones, particularly your bones. So it's forming a new skin. When we let go, then we must replace that with something else. So I'm seeing like a new metallic skin, like an armor, gentle armor of protection. I mean, it just looks like your skin, like you, but it's just very metallic, very protective. And now we're coming to like the end of this cave, and we're about to go and enter into the light. And the end of this cave looks like, the opening looks like there's like a lion and a lioness. And it's almost asking, are you ready to step into courage? Are you ready to truly be you? And show the world you, no matter their opinions. There's a lot of judgment in the world, and really just people don't know you. Remember that, as long as you know you. Remember, everything's a mirror. People reflect aspects, unhealed aspects. And if we stay in blame, we don't heal. It's okay to blame at the beginning. And it doesn't mean they are innocent. It's just we're moving beyond that. So allow yourself to just head towards the light, and it's like this beautiful, as you enter the ocean, it's really calm. And there's a beautiful, just the sun. The Leo is the sun, you say. It's this beautiful, it's actually like it's the sun ahead. I suppose you could say it's like a sunset, but it's just a bright sun that we're heading towards. And it's going to feel quite warm, quite hot as we get towards it. And it's almost helping us to shed inflammation, anger, all of that. I'm hearing imbalanced fire energy, because we need the balanced fire energy to move forward. And we are taught we're not allowed to get angry, so then we hold that all in. You know, anger is an emotion just like anything else, and really no emotion is negative. But anger is only negative if it's suppressed or if it blames another. So, anger serves, a sacred rage serves to protect you. Sometimes it's needed for boundaries also, that firmness. So surrender to this fire energy. Don't be scared of your own internal fire. We're now entering the sun. And we're still in the water, but we're in the sun, and the sun is like we're inside, that we're like swimming through the sun, and it's like the cave. It's so bright, so we're receiving a beautiful light activation from the sun. These light codes. And it's going to help and seal any holes in our auric field. It's going to heal these wounds. We did some cord cutting, then you need to heal them. And they're going to heal really, really quickly from the sun. And it's going to activate dormant light codes to help you move forward. But it is important to rest after this meditation. It's like a healing meditation. I'm channeling Reiki, shamanic healing, integrated energy therapy, all sorts of stuff here. So you just be open to receive. You can really feel it through your whole body. It's beautiful. It's very relaxing. While you're floating through now, the river is a river of light. Allow the light to enter the bones, the cells, the organs. If there's any pain in any area, send those river and ribbons of light to that area. It'll wrap around like a beautiful ribbon or a beautiful bandage. And I am seeing it's like strands of energy that you could almost grab. And these are intentions. So you may have many intentions. What I find is, yes, you can have many, but the less the better to focus on. So you could have long-term, short-term. So let's get clear on your intentions. Let's get specific. What are you calling in? And is that something that is 6 months' time or a year's time? Pop that there. What are your short-term intentions that you can work on now? And what do you need to do to work towards that? So take a moment here I'm going to leave you for a few minutes to get clear on the intentions you're setting with this new moon. And however many there are, I want you to visualize them as a ribbon of light, this light strand, and you're going to grab it and almost like plug it in. And I'm seeing like a dragon on the other end of it. And there could be a couple of dragons, by the way. And you might see a colour that it represents, and just ask the dragon to help clear the space. Give it a task to do to help bring this towards you. And set it free, release it. And then we're going to come out through the other end of the sun. And we're just going to lie there and surrender in the open water. And before we started, there was an urgency to do and an impatience. Now it's just like a trust and a faith. And the ocean is just sort of going to wash you up onto shore. And you're going to feel yourself coming back into your body. Coming back onto the earth and the sand. Calling back 100% of your soul back into your body, 100% of your soul back into your body as you gently come back into your body and into the room. Gently wiggle fingers and toes as you bring yourself back. I'd love to hear in the comments how you find that, anything that you've seen or felt, any questions that you have. I'm here to support. I'm wishing you a beautiful day and a beautiful new moon. And I sincerely wish and hope you get everything that you desire. For you deserve it. Much love.